Welcome back. You're watching Election Exchange, our special election analysis of the Karnataka election result. Why have voters voted the way they have, and what does this mean for the national picture? But before we go to our guests again, let's listen in to Chief Minister of Karnataka, Basavaraj Bommai, conceding defeat.
Once all the results come, because they're all trends are there now. Once the results come, we will do the detailed analysis. And as a political party and as a national political party, we'll not only analyze and we'll see that what are the gaps and what are the deficiencies were there at different levels. We'll look into that and improve upon it, and we'll take this result in our stride, and we'll go ahead and reorganize the party and come back during Lok Sabha election.
All right, that was the Chief Minister of Karnataka conceding defeat. Let me go across to Richard Rosso of CSIS. Richard, coming back to ease of doing business and the kind of reforms that state of Karnataka needs, you're someone who tracks states in India very closely. What is the unfinished agenda, according to you? And what we've really heard about corruption allegations against the government, but what, according to you, really mattered to the voter in this election, Richard?
Well, corruption still remains pretty endemic in doing business, particularly at the state level, whether it's no matter which party's in charge. So I know the allegations came, but it's fairly common. Companies report it, talk about it quietly, but kind of ever present. You asked Parikshit, though, about the unfinished agenda, and I think Karnataka's unfinished agenda is emblematic, I think, of what I'd like to see around India. And it was actually included there in the Congress Party manifesto among the 8 million things they promised. But the one that jumped out at me was strengthening city and municipal governance. Right now, when you talk about India succeeding in Make it India and the kind of infrastructure challenges that India faces, Bangalore is very much emblematic of that. It's a place where you've got the talent, you've got the expertise, you've got a good wave of investment, but the infrastructure is just creeping. So I'd say from the global perspective, the agenda that we'd like to see in Karnataka by the next government is really focusing on ring fencing and developing finance at the city level and allowing cities to take local decisions and allowing cities to grow. Again, if you read through the 60-plus page manifesto that Congress released, it's in there, but I don't know that I'd say it's necessarily highlighted. Top line, you actually see things like a lot of programs for giveaways, including expanding free access to electric power, which has actually been one of the main inhibitors for state governments to meet some of their climate goals. Karnataka, of course, has been overachieving through both Congress as well as BJP on a lot of its renewable energy and climate goals. So cities, I think, Parikshit is kind of the unfinished agenda. If they can improve infrastructure in Bangalore, make it a place that more companies can go to, more people want to live in, that could be the real engine for the state's growth over the next 20 years.
Richard, what do you feel about the national picture? This election was also a litmus test in far as the Bharat Jodo Yatra of Rahul Gandhi was concerned. So what do you really feel about the national picture emerging from this election?
Well, I think it's fairly understood, and I agree with the point that, you've got an issue where Prime Minister Modi's popularity just has not translated to the state elections. You saw it 5 years ago. The party was losing state elections ahead of the national election and still did very well in the national election. There was actually a 4-year period where the BJP didn't win a single party majority in any state election, except for 1 or 2 of the northeastern states. And yet, nationally, they were still the party of choice when it came time. So I don't know that this is necessarily going to tilt things when you look at the national election less than a year away. But as one of the previous speakers mentioned, we do have the big Grand Slam elections coming up at the end of the year. Those are tracked a lot more and tend to be a little bit closer to the bellwether, what happens there in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Telangana. So we'll be watching those very closely, Parikshit.
Right. And we'll be coming back to you in just a bit, Richard. But let me go back to DP Satish once again. DP Satish, has the conversation within the Congress already begun? We reported a short while back that there is a high-level meeting on possibly to review the election and take the first steps towards deciding who could lead the state for the Congress party. What's your bet, really? And could we be looking at political instability within the Congress party, within the government? Could the decision on who will be the chief minister be so easy?
Congress can't waste much time on this because they will have to decide. The obvious choice is between D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. D.K. Shivakumar has led the party because he is the KPCC president and known for his organizational skills. And D.K. Shivakumar has also got a lot of seats for Congress in Old Mysore region because Wakkaligas seem to have voted Congress because of his leadership. But Siddaramaiah is a much bigger leader than D.K. Shivakumar, and Siddaramaiah has campaigned across Karnataka, and he has also got a lot of seats for the Congress party on his own. So party high command will have to choose between Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar. Siddaramaiah has more experience, has already been the chief minister for a full 5-year term, and Siddaramaiah will definitely take climb to the post of chief minister, and D.K. Shivakumar will not give up so easily. That's why Rahul Gandhi, then Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and others will have to talk to both of them, and they will have to choose one of the two leaders. At the same time, Congress will have to please other castes because Lingayats seem to have voted Congress big because 38 Congress MLAs are Lingayat. About 30% Lingayats will definitely demand their pound of flesh. At the same time, Congress has won 15 ST seats and very big, and about 80% of the ST seats Congress has won, and Congress ST leaders will also demand something big. At the same time, SC is about 20, then backward classes about 30, then also Gaudas about 20. So all these castes will demand their pound of flesh, and it's not going to be so easy for the new chief minister to form his cabinet because all these castes will have to be accommodated. Even the Muslims have won 8 out of 10 or 12 seats they fought. So all these communities will demand something big, and they demand their big share. And next chief minister, whoever becomes a CM of Karnataka, will have to tread cautiously because he will have to please all the castes. He can't afford to displease anyone.
Right. Okay, let me go across to N. Harish of the Bangalore Political Action Committee. N. Harish, what is the biggest course correction that the BJP needs after this election, according to you?
Before I answer your question on this, I have two other statements to make. One is as regards the next year MP election. Before that, Bangaloreans would like to see there is a BBMP election to happen in Bangalore. See, there was a new law made specifically for Bangalore called the Brihat Bangalore Mahanagarpalika Act 2020. Though the act has been passed in 2020 December, till today the election rules under the act have not been framed, because of which there is no BBMP, the municipal corporation election in Bangalore. So we would, the newly elected government perhaps may think of ensuring that the rules are framed, and they would like to have the BBMP election happen before the MP elections next year, which may be like a semi-finals to the to test the popularity of the newly elected government in Bangalore. The other is the two other issues which have been long pending in Bangalore is the Bangalore zonal regulations, which expired in 2015, have never been revised so far. It's almost 7 years.
Mr. Harish, we're running out of time. I'll request you to wrap up in about 10-15 seconds.
Development plan has been done, and there is no progress in this regard, in spite of the earlier government setting up committees, but nothing happened. As regards your question on BJP needs to do a lot of introspection to ensure that there is local issues which were put into, local voice was put into action to ensure victory of the Congress party. And in the campaign, more of the national issues were put in front, and because of which BJP could not gain much of the vote share. Though they have the vote share, they cannot translate the vote share into seat share.
All right. We've run out of time. Mr. Harish, Richard Rosso, Rohan Gupta, Zayed Zafar Islam, and Rahul Verma, thank you very much for joining us here on Election Exchange, the battle for Karnataka. DP Satish, thank you once again for being with us. You have been really spearheading the coverage for the network since morning. Thank you once again, all of you, for being with us here on CNBC-TV18. That was a wrap on this edition of Election Exchange. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to CNBC-TV18 for more news and updates.
Film shoot, iPhone 14 Pro पे. Amazing camera, huh?
And cut! Hang on, director को भेजना.
Beach से, कैसे? Those 4K videos are huge. यहाँ juice तो मिल गया. Wi-Fi कहाँ से मिलेगा?
Airtel 5G Plus तो मिलेगा.
So you've
Already got it. Maybe you should get it too.